I worked for United Technologies, which is a sponsor of FIRST, so I was aware of the program, and my son joined FIRST Lego League team in 8th grade. And when he moved on in high school to the FIRST Robotics team in our town, I and my husband came to the first meeting and asked if parents could get involved, and we've been involved for the last 10 years. When I was right out of college, 2-year degree, I went into the workforce, had my first full-time position, and I had a wonderful supervisor who was really a mentor to me. And she didn't assume that I knew anything about general office procedures or anything like that. She really took me under her wing. She introduced me to all of her colleagues. I quickly became part of the team and was felt accepted. And she had a lot of patience with me, and I've tried to use those lessons that I learned from Lorraine in everything that I've done since, when I have students working for me at the college or when I've been mentoring students on a high school team. I've tried to have the patience with them that she had with me, tried to remember that they may not know things that I just take for granted, and that I need to teach them and nurture them so that they can become successful. Since I'm a FIRST senior mentor, my job with FIRST is to recruit other mentors and provide support for them. So I encounter wonderful mentors every day, which is really rewarding for me. I'm not directly affiliated with a team any longer, so I don't get the instant gratification of seeing the students mature and grow like I did when I was part of a team. But there was a particular mentor that I really took to and I admired very much. And he had an interesting way with his students. John was a fantastic teacher, and he would frequently lose some of his patience when the students on his team were acting out or whatever, and he would turn around and be frustrated to those that couldn't see him acting with the students. He never took it out on the kids, but he always had a twinkle in his eye as well, and he would take me aside, and he was like a proud parent of all of the students on his team, and would show me, "Oh, Kathy, come here, you've got to see what my students have created this week," or "Kathy, you've got to see, we were in the news this week, you've got to see this newspaper article," or "Did you hear what the team has done lately?" And so every time I visited the team, it was really inspiring to me to see how much being a mentor excited him and gave him satisfaction. And because of that, and because of those feelings that I get from other mentors, it enables me to step back and provide support to those mentors. And one of the things that I've learned from working with mentors and in my own experience is that we have to give back. It's something I firmly believe in. And we have to say thank you to the mentors that came before us that helped us. And I have some regrets that I didn't do that. And both of my mentors have passed on. And so I regret not taking that time to say thank you. And that's something that I try and do all the time now.
What's your most rewarding experience as a mentor?
I think when I was a mentor with a high school robotics team, I saw both the good sides and the bad sides of working with teenagers. The teenage level is not something that I would normally be attracted to working with. But when I could take students that were coming in at the beginning of the year and watch them blossom and mature and learn new things, that to me was so wonderful. And I've been able to keep in touch with many of them if they've gone on through college and are now out in the workplace and are returning as mentors themselves. So I'm hoping that some of the things that I gave to them, they in turn are passing on to others that they meet.
That's awesome. We're also making a project for women in technology. What appeal would you make to encourage female students to take part in organizations like FIRST or in engineering in general?
I think it's really important for women to realize that they have no limitations. When I was in high school, I like to tell the students that I meet today that when I was in high school, it was in the early 70s, and I was not allowed to take industrial arts or technology courses of any kind. I had to take home economics, which I'm terrible at, and I actually wasn't not allowed to pursue a career or not encouraged to pursue a career in drafting, which I now regret that I didn't ignore that advice and do what I really felt I would be good at doing. And so my encouragement for the students that I meet is that follow your dreams. If it's something that you think you want to do, pursue it. If it turns out that that's not the right career for you, reinvent yourself and do something else. There are no limits. And don't necessarily follow the advice that people give you, but be true to yourself. I think it's really important for people to give back to society. It's one of my life goals to not only just to take from my community, but to give back to the community that I work in, that I live in. And so as part of that, I try and mentor other people, and I try and provide support to mentors. The satisfaction that you get from mentoring other people is just immense. And it's really a wonderful experience. It stays with you for the rest of your life. And I'm constantly learning. And I think it's important that we continually learn throughout our whole lives. And there's never a student or another adult that I've met that I haven't learned something from. So that's what I take from mentoring. And I encourage everyone to mentor someone.